is Alex and welcome to Vegan with a Passport. I'm super excited because today we're in Athens, Greece, and that means we get to explore vegan restaurants that serve traditional Greek cuisine, check out some desserts, and even explore an all-vegan nail salon. So let's go. Let's start our Athens adventure by exploring a vegan restaurant called Cookoomela Grill. It is also conveniently placed next door to another vegan restaurant called Magic Kitchen. At Cookoomela Grill, you can find souvlaki. Now there are multiple souvlakis to choose from, and I ended up getting one which had tomatoes and potatoes in it, and also this delicious homemade mustard and mayo spread. Instead of meat, the base was actually mushrooms, and the mushrooms were tender and easy to bite into, and it wasn't chewy how some mushroom dishes can be, and it actually surprisingly had a very meaty taste to it. That souvlaki was bursting with flavor. Also, compared to other pita breads I've had throughout Greece, this particular pita bread had a very unique flavor. I'm not really sure if there was like corn or something added to it, but it was delicious, and in general, this dish was one of my favorites I've had throughout Athens. As for the vegan restaurant next door, Magic Kitchen, you can find gozlemes, which are Turkish stuffed turnovers. And with gozlemes, you can literally stuff them with, well, almost anything. I decided to go with a cheese and herb-based gozleme. As the gozleme was served to me folded, I did find some of the bites that have quite a bit of dough compared to cheese. However, when you got to the bites that had the cheese, oh my goodness. The cheese was gooey and delicious, and you really could taste the herbs. I hope you still have room, because we're gonna go check out another restaurant called Lukumaaee. Although not a vegan establishment, they do serve these traditional Greek fried dough balls called lukumades, and the balls at this restaurant are vegan by default, so you basically just build your own dish at this point. You can add nuts on the top, you can add syrups, you can add fillings on the inside, you can even add vegan ice cream on the side. I ended up going with one already on the menu called the Vegano. Overall, while I did find the lukumades to be delicious, I had trouble eating it all just because the chocolate and the peanut butter was both so strong to the point that it was difficult to stomach it all down. The chocolate ice cream also had a rich flavor, however, it wasn't to the intensity of the chocolate praline, and overall, I found the ice cream to be delicious. The next time I'm in Athens, I definitely will be swinging by this restaurant again and will be ordering more lukumades. If I do go with this particular flavor, I just will ask for less lukumades just so I can finish my food. Now let's check out this small vegan restaurant called Vegan Beat, serving a small but mighty food menu. The lahmajoun was scrumptious. The lahmajoun was folded and grilled and came with soy meat, mayo, hummus, tzatziki sauce, veggies, and a mildly sweet barbecue sauce. And grilling the lahmajoun gave it a lovely texture. I then ordered the mushroom gyros, which came with veggies, mayo, tzatziki sauce, and came in a turmeric pita bread. It was delicious, easy to chew, and the mushroom surprisingly had a meaty taste to it. I then was served this fried spar potato, which was served hot and fresh. Texture-wise, the outside was crispy, while the insides were still semi-soft, and it was delicious. And then lastly, for dessert, I ended up getting a banana cream cake, which was also tasty, and it actually reminded me of a pie with the crust. This ended up being my favorite restaurant on this trip. Now let's check out another vegan restaurant called Peas, where you can find vegan skepasti. I ended up ordering one that had seitan gyros and smoked tofu. It also came with cashew, parmesan, and mayo. Now while I did enjoy the flavor of my skepasti and also did enjoy the flavor of the seitan gyros, I found the seitan gyros to be too dense to truly enjoy eating it. Now while I would order it again, I would just order it with a different protein or omit the gyros or try something different on the menu, as they have such a large variety of items from seitan fillets to yogurt kebabs, souvlakis, Greek salads, burgers, and smoothies, and even more things that I can't remember off the top of my head. Now let's go explore another fully vegan restaurant where you can find Greek cuisine called Veganaki. Oh goodness, I really hope I pronounced that one correctly. The first dish I tried was this traditional Greek pasta dish called pistachio. It is basically a baked pasta dish filled with meat and a milk-based sauce. The filling of the pistachio had a hint of sweetness to it, and the rest of the elements, such as the meat and the pasta, were savory. I thought the taste combination paired well with each other. Now as for the textures, I did find the texture of the sauce to be mushy. However, I did find the texture of the meat and the pasta to be firm, and I thought the texture of the sauce and the meat and the pasta went well together. I then ordered some falafel, which I found to overall just be okay. I personally found it to be very drying and to the point where I really couldn't enjoy the flavor of the falafel. However, this may just be a me problem, as I tend to find falafel drying in general. However, the dish did come with some hummus, quinoa salad, and vegetables, which all were very delicious. I then ordered a Mediterranean pizza, which was made with a sweet potato crust, and chunks of homemade feta was used for the cheese. Other toppings included bell peppers, onions, olives, corn, mushrooms, and fresh herbs. I found the sweet potato crust to taste similar to a normal crust, and I also found the feta to have a delicious cheesy taste. And I found all of the toppings to complement each other well. And then lastly, I had some hazelnut mousse. I did find it to be a little grainy, which I'm just assuming is from the hazelnuts being blended together, but I did find the flavor to be delicious, and it had a rich chocolate taste, and it reminded me of a pudding. If you've been wandering the streets of Athens for at least 20 minutes, one thing you're going to notice a lot of is, well, ice cream. So let's go ahead and check out an ice cream shop called Full Spoon. Although not a vegan ice cream shop, there were 7 flavors to choose from during the time of my visit, including mango, bitter chocolate, strawberry, berry, fig, ginger, and lime, and these were either sorbet or coconut milk based. I decided to get some sorbets and went with mango, bitter chocolate, and berry. I found the sweetness to be well balanced and found all of the flavors to be delicious. Now, let's go check out some more savory eats at this beautiful cafe called Snob. Now, although this is a non-vegan restaurant with only a few vegan options labeled on the menu, this was a lifesaver considering that most restaurants were closed immediately after the snowstorm. I had the choices of an acai bowl, avocado toast, cauliflower steak, or moussaka, and I decided to go with the moussaka. Texture-wise, I found it to be unusually mushy. Now, I've only had a few moussakas in my life, but I've never had one this mushy before. Not that it necessarily was a bad thing, I just found it a little on the unusual side. However, there were some fried onions on the top, which did help with the texture. To be honest, I was expecting the texture to be firmer. However, flavor-wise, I did enjoy the dish nevertheless. As for the side dishes, I had the choice between a salad or fried cauliflower, and I went with the latter. The fried cauliflower dish had a combination of purple and white cauliflower, and it also came with fried capers and fried raisins. Now before you start screaming and clicking out of my video, I actually found the combinations to surprisingly go well together. Also, the purple cauliflower tasted as if it was coated in lemon juice, which definitely added to the dish. And lastly, I got some Greek coffee, which I enjoyed. Now back to vegan restaurants with Greek names that I can't pronounce. Let's explore the next one called Treis Laloun. Anyway, the restaurant has many vintage touches inside and also has a large overwhelming menu, both with Greek cuisine and international options. I ended up ordering a plant-based chicken dish that came with eggplant puree and wild rice. And overall, it wasn't bad, but I just found the flavor to be on the mild side. I then ended up ordering these fries that came with sunflower mince, and oh my goodness, these were so delicious. They even had somewhat of a chili flavor to it. Oh my goodness. Now let's check out this restaurant called Mimi's Cafe Vegan. It's a small cafe primarily serving coffee and small sweet and savory treats. I decided to try multiple savory treats while I was there and ended up trying a hummus and sauteed bell pepper sandwich. I also tried a pesto roll, and then lastly I tried a wrap with lentil kebabs and baba ganoush. As for dessert, I ended up going with pumpkin cake and had the opportunity to choose between chocolate and buttercream frosting, and well, I went with both. And I also got a chocolate peanut butter bar. In my opinion, the savory treats were just okay. However, the desserts were delicious. After the snowstorm and having to deal with the frozen ice on the ground and literally falling on my belly and butt 9 times in one day, and yes, I am literally not joking about that, I really needed to treat myself, and thank goodness I found an all-vegan nail salon right in Athens called Nes Nails. All of the products at the salon are both vegan and free of animal testing. And at the time of my visit, it was €9 for a manicure and €15 for a pedicure. Also, I'm not sure if this is just a Greek hospitality thing, but one thing I noticed that unlike at most nail salons, the experience didn't feel rushed at this salon, and the stylist took her time with my nails. Now back on the topic of restaurants, let's go explore this cute vegetarian cafe. The name of the restaurant is called Happy Blender, and they have a fully vegan food menu with items such as Beyond Burgers, bowls, and salads. However, just keep in mind that not all the drinks and desserts are vegan, so be sure to proceed with caution. I ended up going to the restaurant as I had an ice cream craving, but unfortunately when I got there, I found out that the only vegan ice cream they had was pistachio. So obviously I went with that one. Now if you're trying to be sugar conscious, then I guess on the bright side, it's made with stevia. Unfortunately, I found the ice cream to be really icy and overall just lacking flavor. Now, of course, you shouldn't let my opinion deter you from going. If you really want to go, then of course go. And it's unfair for me to ding a restaurant after only trying a single dish. Now last, but certainly not least, we'll be exploring an all-vegan cafe called Mother Vegan Cafe. Now the cafe mainly serves drinks and desserts, although there are a few meals available. I ended up ordering this bean steak, which flavor-wise it wasn't bad on its own. However, I did find it to be a little on the dense side. However, the restaurant home makes its own mayo and also house makes its own mustard, and it was delicious with those toppings. I also decided to get dessert and got this brownie topped with vanilla ice cream. The brownie was also served warm. It was sweet, but not too sweet. It had a nice chocolate flavor. It was chewy and it was delicious. The ice cream was also delicious and was from the Planet brand. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to stick around because for the next time, I'll be showing you eats in the Netherlands, and also be sure to follow my Instagram as I tend to keep everything up to date there. Until next time, bye!